Good morning once again from Fayetteville, Arkansas. And today is Friday, and today is stage 2 of what I said in my video yesterday, a 4-day stage race here called the Joe Martin Stage Race, one of my favorite races of the year. Yesterday was about 90 miles, good climbing, very hard course. First time we had done a course like that, and it was definitely worthy of being part of the Joe Martin Stage Race. It's really, really hard racing. And I'll get into that in a second. Today, 110-mile stage, so today is a longer stage. In terms of difficulty, it seems to be an easier stage. This is a stage that we've all done, that we're all very familiar with. There is one climb called Mount Gaylor, which is about a 15-kilometer climb, about 9 miles. It takes just under an hour. Not anything super steep. It averages about 2%, so nothing crazy. But you know when you hit the bottom of it, you know you're going to be climbing for about an hour. And I think there's going to be a tailwind on that climb today. But then once you get over the top of that, at about 80-something miles, I believe, the rest of the way is like a really fast descent into the finish. And so you're kind of home free by the time you get over that. But anyhow, I didn't want to spare you the course description, even though I will not be partaking in today's stage, and which means that the way stage racing works is you need to finish every stage in order to be able to go on to the next stage. And yesterday I chose, using my better judgment, I chose not to finish yesterday's stage, and so therefore I am abandoning the race. I am actually gonna shoot this video and then go hang out with my roommate Jacob for a little bit, have some breakfast, and then I'm getting in my car and I'm driving home. But I wanted to do more than just tell you what happened in the race, even though I will do that. So let me just back up and tell you, yesterday in the race, actually I'll probably have to back up before that. I did the Wednesday night crit last weekend out in Fort Worth and felt really, really good. Just felt really good with how the legs went. Power was there, legs felt snappy, all that great stuff. Woke up Thursday morning and the first thing I did was use the restroom and caught some kind of a stomach bug. It might have been the flu. You know, had body aches, some fever for a day. You know, my wife was sick too, so this was something that was kind of going through the house. Stayed with it, stayed with the fight, you know, just did all the things that I could to try to get better, slept a lot. You know, didn't really eat for a couple of days, honestly, like nothing, just because I couldn't keep anything down. It was just immediately go to the restroom. And you know, the race started yesterday, Thursday, so you know, I had a week once I got sick, and I thought to myself, I'll be better. You know, Sunday came around, I wasn't 100%. Monday came around and I started feeling more like myself. Talking about it with my coach, you know, he didn't really tell me one way or the other, you know, thumbs up or thumbs down. He kind of wanted to leave the decision in my hands based on how I felt. And so I thought to myself, I've already paid my entry fee. I've already committed to Jacob to staying out here and paying half of the place. So I said, let's go out there and let's do it, you know, let's race. To be 100% honest with you, I did my openers on Wednesday, so the day before the race, and the numbers weren't very good. As a matter of fact, I sent my coach a message and I said, I may need to hide for a couple of days until maybe my legs get better, just to be able to come around, because I don't feel that I'm 100% yet. But again, guys, you know, from a mindset perspective, one of my favorite races, you know, you always hold out hope that the legs are just gonna turn on, that there's gonna be a switch, and that you're gonna feel fine when you start racing. I had that mentality. I did all the right things. I continued my preparation as if I was just 100% ready to go. Because why not, you know, do my very best, give my very best, you know, and this was a difficult one for me to preach myself to, because my very best, I felt, the writing was kind of on the wall. I felt that my very best wasn't going to be as good as it could have been that Wednesday before I got sick. And so, not that I had expectations, not that I wrote down a certain place that I wanted to get, not anything like that, but I just knew that I wasn't going to be able to fight the way that I wanted to fight. I was going to have to change my approach and change my strategy. And, you know, that bums you out a little bit, especially when I've been training all year for this race. And it's one of the ones that, you know, I wanted to do well at. So anyhow, fast forward to the race, and you know, there were a couple of moments early. The racing was really, really, really easy, but there were a couple of moments early where guys were trying to get in breakaways, and so then the peloton would speed up, and then you had to get on the gas a little bit, and there were a couple of times where, you know, I wasn't paying attention maybe, and I had to close down some gaps, and I noticed that the legs, they weren't really responding like they normally do. The gaps were a little bit harder to close. And so now I'm actually on the bike racing, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, this could be a pretty long one for you. Just stay in there, stay positive, it's okay. You know, maybe they woke up with those accelerations, you know, that's what they needed. Because I hadn't done any intensity either, you know, leading up to the race. I mean, from that Wednesday, I had ridden a handful of times, and they were an hour rides at the most. So literally just nothing really, just trying to get better. At about 30 miles, we hit a climb that was going to be about 2.5 miles, and average about 6%. So it was a good little climb. At that point, I was a little bit detached from the front group. I did that climb, and it went well. Legs felt well. I just did it at my own pace. I kept thinking to myself, don't worry. I mean, I was moving through the field actually, and there were people just tagging on to the back of me because I was climbing quicker. But that, I realized in hindsight, that was my one bullet that I was going to be able to shoot, and I did. And I tried to bridge up to the second group on the road, because at that point I really wasn't doing that bad. But then the lights went out, and then I realized, hey, you know what? These legs aren't going to be what you thought they were going to be, and this is going to be a pretty rough day for you from here on out. And you know, sure enough, it was. It was a rough day. You know, I found myself sliding back from group to group to group. I couldn't get it back. Legs were completely sapped. I was completely empty. I mean, it was just. It was bad, and I had to keep just downgrading myself to just riding my own pace. You know, I felt dehydrated. Anyhow, I didn't feel good. Okay, I'm not going to keep beleaguering the point. And at that point, I thought to myself, can I go really, really hard and really, really deep right now and still finish this stage and live to see another day and finish out this stage race and hope that my legs feel better tomorrow, like today, Friday, or that they feel better for the time trial, or that they feel better for the crit? The answer to that was yes, but what was I going to need to do in order to keep fighting these other days? And, you know, I would have had to go really, really, really deep on a body that I feel wasn't yet 100%. And so the ramifications of that is that my recovery takes longer. The ramifications of that is that I finish out this stage race with legs that are less than ideal, but then I dig myself a hole so that subsequent training, once I get back home, suffers. And you know, now my body's having to recover from recovering from the stage race when it wasn't fully recovered from being sick. So I chose not to do that. So I am going home. Now this is the bulk of the message that I want to deliver on the mindset front. Many folks, and I'm having to fight this down a little bit myself, not as much. I mean, honestly, guys, I'm really at peace with this. Getting sick was something that was out of my control. It's something that I couldn't control. I got sick. I wasn't better. I came out here. Man, I'm on this awesome trail. It's a nice morning. I'm grateful for a lot still, you know, and I know that that's the cliche thing, because he's just saying that because he's going home and he didn't race well and he's got nothing else to hang on to. Maybe that's what this experience has shown me. Maybe that's how I'm learning and I'm growing, is just to be grateful for, you know, the little bit that you have. I mean, I still got to come out to Fayetteville, Arkansas, and I still got to toe the start line in the Elite 1-2 field at a cool stage race, you know? But I digress. When we prepare and when something doesn't go our way, here's what we have the tendency to do. We have the tendency to think to ourselves that all of that work and all of that preparation was not worth it. We have a tendency to think to ourselves, man, that was such a waste of time. All those early mornings, all of those core work sessions, all of those, you know, whatever, you put the name and put the blank in there, fill in the blank. And can I tell you that it was all worth it for me? Can I tell you that everything I did to get ready for Joe Martin was worth it, and I would do it again? Can I tell you that I enjoyed the process? I enjoyed the process of getting my body ready to come out here to race at this level. I wouldn't change it for anything. Even though I didn't get the quote-unquote result that I wanted and the legs didn't respond the way that I wanted, I still enjoyed the preparation to it. And I think a lot of people, here's what they run into. They run into a problem because they want preparation equals result, and if the result doesn't equal the preparation that they put into it, or at least what they feel that they put into it, right? Many guys are like, man, I just worked so hard for that and I got nothing in return, kind of like working for free. They dismiss it. And let me just word of caution to you guys and to myself. Guys, that's how we burn out. We burn out when we can't just dismiss the result and forget about the result and just think about, hey, was that process enjoyable? Did I like it? Did I learn something from that process and getting ready for that particular competition? And we need to make sure we can do that, which means we've got to separate the process, the preparation, from the actual result. So I'm in a really good headspace. I am not just preaching this to you guys just to make you guys think that I've got it all together. Have I been a little bit disappointed? Sure. Am I going to have to fight back thinking about this thing a little bit on the 6-hour drive home? I might, but I can tell you that I thoroughly enjoyed my time out here. I can tell you that, you know, I thoroughly enjoyed the process, and I can't wait to get back to it. I mean, I can't wait to get my body back 100% healthy and get back to training. So anyhow, I hope this has been useful for you. I know that it's been a run of a couple of races that haven't gone my way, but I wanted to share these with you guys because these are real battles that I think you guys are fighting as well as you guys compete and as you guys push yourselves. I would love to hear from you guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you guys, by the way. Thank you for your support. Every time I put out a video telling you guys where I'm at, I get people telling me, good luck, hey, great job, get out there, you know. So I appreciate you guys. I really do. You know, I hope that this is helping you guys out. I hope that this is delivering a message that you guys can use and that you guys see as beneficial. So anyhow, I will talk to you guys later. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week, and I hope you guys have a great weekend.